I'm Sakshi Kulkarni, Director, SME Chamber of India. I welcome our all esteemed speakers, guests, and all the members of our SME Chamber of India family for this business forum meeting. On behalf of SME Chamber of India, I would like to wish you all a very happy and prosperous new year. I hope this year brings a lot of business growth to your businesses. SME Business Forum, this is the one part of SME Chamber of India. So here what we do is we organize these kind of meetings that how today you have gathered here to exchange your cards and develop your own businesses. So we are planning to have these kind of events every month, maybe a last week of every month. So where maybe a Friday or Saturday where you can come, you can exchange your card and you can develop your own businesses. So today event we are delighted to have our speakers and I would like to invite them on a dais. Mr. Karthik Venkatraman, CEO and Director, Sublimis Technologies Private Limited. Mr. Nirav Kapadia, Product Manager, Profestius Capital Private Limited. Mr. K.K. Kaustup, Advisor. Miss Anju, she is not here. Mr. Shashank Kotwal, proprietor Shashank Kotwal and Associates, and Mr. Durgesh Bhatt, founder Beacons HR. Please have a seat, sir. Yeah. Please round of applause for all the speakers. Now I would like to invite, and now we are starting with the event. I would like to invite Mr. Karthik Venkatraman, CEO and Director, Sublimis Technologies Private Limited, and his topic is Automation Advantage, the secret weapon for SME growth and success.
Thank you very much. It's my privilege and honor to address this forum with the topic of automation. Now, we all believe how important technology is, right? We use it every day. Like, if you see most of the people on the road, half the time their necks are on the phone. Nobody's actually looking at each other. But that's what technology has become today. It's become a utility rather than a requirement. It is a need today. So, what I'm going to talk about today is how do you adopt and why is technology important and how you can use it. At the end of the day, please remember it's only an enabler. But your business process has to be right to adapt technology to grow your company. Like today when we sit and make budgets for the company, supposing we are on a turnover say X and we want to grow by 10X. So your cost also should not grow by that amount. You need to control costs, right? How can you do that? You can only do that when you leverage technology and automate your processes. Today, in most of the companies which I have seen, customer data, they lie on Word files, on hard copy printouts. That is the first leakage point of any information which can go out of the company. The most important info you have today with you all is your client data. And you all have to really take care of that. And without adapting your technology, you will not know what the results are, any decision points you have to take. For all that, you need reports at the right time. Because certain decisions taken at the right time can actually give you all very good results. So it is a secret weapon, yes, but you need to adopt and not blindly implement it because your competition is doing it. You need to understand what is good for you, where you lack and what you need to improve. So you plan it, you implement it and then walk towards the journey of success. So today, during COVID times, we all there are two ways of adopting technology. One, you do it for growth. Second, you'll be forced to do it. Like in COVID, a lot of people who actually didn't believe in video conferencing or video calls had to adapt. And today, a lot of people still continue doing that. They only travel when it is necessary. So we all know what the key challenges business will keep facing, and these challenges are not unique. So there could be some companies having all of these challenges, some people having some of them. Like for example, market footprint expansion. Now, if you want to get more sales, if you want to get more clients, you have to think bigger. So you have to go beyond your comfort zone. You need to expand not only in Mumbai, Maharashtra, pan India, go global depending on what products and what services you are. You need to scale up. And you need to automate your entire supply chain. So right from your product procurement to the distribution, that entire chain has to be automated. There you need a lot of help, because if your distribution is growing, there's no point putting more people to control the distribution. You can use people more cleverly and intelligently to do more productive work rather than doing mundane activities, for which there is technology. Right now, access to payment information and the transaction speed. See, today a product or a service being done by one is being done by so many other people, but who will get that customer first? How will you acquire that customers? It's the speed of getting the client. What is unique? What you have? It has to be your process. It has to be technology supporting that process. So, what are the payment options you use? Are you moving to digital payments? So, all that will play a very important role in scaling the company. Now, even in technology, you will have 100 solutions. So, what is the right solution you need to use? What is the pain area I need to solve? And can I configure it? Can I flexible? Can I start small? Can I grow depending on my company growth? So, all this plays a very important role in deciding what is the right platform to use. If done correctly, the benefits are: one, efficiency improves. That means your people can actually do other activities, and the standard activities can be left to technology. You can make them invest in more in terms of distribution of sales rather than focusing on back-end operations, which can be automated. It helps you to enhance distribution. You can go beyond what you're currently doing. So you can do a completely e-commerce way. You can have more distribution channels. You can do pan-India distribution. You can export. So there are a lot of options. Third thing is, it brings your cost lower. Now, for example, if you are doing a lot of sales, it doesn't mean your cost also has to increase proportionally. For that, for you to make more profits, you have to get the cost down. And for doing that, you need to adopt technology, and that is one of the biggest advantage you have today in adapting the right platform. It actually gets your cost down. So today, when you do your pricing for a given product, so the less number of distribution costs, less number of client acquisition costs, you will make more margin. You will increase your productivity. So at the end of the day, it's all about productivity. And the most important piece is customer experience. We all have products, we all have services. How you get the client? What is your pre-sale process? Are you maintaining the lead? Are you converting the lead into opportunity? Where is the client data? For example, if somebody is addressing a client and tomorrow the person is not there, does the client data known to another person in the company? For that, you need to automate, so that at the tip of the person, you know what is the history of the client. Why did you lose a client? What is the client review about your product or service? So all this will give you a 360-degree view of the client. At the end of the day, it's all about your customers, because it is difficult to get a client, but it's more difficult to retain a client. Right? So, customer experience plays a very important role, and all this will help you to, at the end of the day, boost profits. It's also been from the figures that 42% of the SMEs are now considering digital transformation as part of their strategy. So, when you sit and plan your budgets, when you plan your overall strategy, digital transformation has to be one of the key aspects. Today, when we go and buy a home, we say we are investing in a house. We don't say we are spending, and we are spending money there. Similarly, you have to look at technology. Technology is an investment, and that investment will grow over a period of time by giving you returns for your business. So, for example, there are a lot of companies in the same field. So, should you just copy what the others are doing? The answer is no. First and foremost, you need to understand what is the current technology you're already using in the company. What are the parameters you're already controlling? How is your operations being done? Where is your data today? Is it organized? It is being analyzed? Are you using data as the right information for you to take correct decisions? How is the customer experience being managed? So once you get a solution to all this, once you know what you're doing, then the next step is to automate. Automate the pain areas where you will get maximum returns faster, and then do it step by step. Because digital transformation is a journey. It's not that it's a one time, because today business is dynamic. By the time you do something, your competition have done something else. So you need to keep adapting. And for that, it's always a journey. And the most important thing, the company culture. You have to adapt. Tell people that it's managing change. The people can do much more work than doing the normal activities. So the most important, as I said, is the client life cycle. So right from pre-sale to sale to fulfillment to post-sale, that entire process, when automated, you have data, but it has to be processed the right way to get converted into information. What is the client buying? What is the frequency of his purchase? Is he giving the right feedback? Is the product team getting that feedback to improve the product or the service? So all this can only happen when you have the data which is compiled and which will help you to take the right decisions. So it's very important that the entire client life cycle, the entire 360-degree view of the client is automated and you all get the right information at the right time. So before I conclude, I want to tell that digital transformation is a goal. It's not a journey. It's a continuous cycle of transformation and optimizing both your internal processes and the external processes to the client. Thank you. With this, I conclude my presentation. And briefly about me, I run a company called Sublimis Technologies. We have a Made in India business automation platform. You can call it ERP, you can call it business automation platform, tailored for SMBs and MSMEs globally. And this is some of the services we do, and we are completely vertical agnostic. Thank you. Any questions, I'll be glad to answer right now or during networking, whatever is convenient.
Yeah, see, I have been through numerous automation seminars and everybody says digital transformation is the need of the hour. But it is the major problem comes when we have to make the selection. I have had numerous experiences like coming to ERP, like with Oracle, with SAP. Now the problem is the project manager on the other side. It is like when you get into implementation because you have already invested now. Now the problem is when you are already invested, you have no choice but to go ahead and implement it to the best what the project manager can. So there are needs of your businesses which they are able to understand, they are not able to understand.
Correct.
Now how do we fix this gap? Because unfortunately even today, we are struggling with the ERP which is the most optimum for your business.
Correct. So I myself have implemented these ERPs in my previous company for 21 years, and I exactly know what you're saying because we face exactly the same challenges, and that is the reason why we did something specifically for SAP. So to answer your question, there are three things. One, ERPs like an SAP and Oracle are brilliant, but they are for processes which are already set. Okay, now today for an SME, the processes today are dynamic. Yes. While you can automate one part, but then tomorrow it may change. For that, you need an ERP which can also get changed depending on the. It is very difficult to customize an SAP. It's very difficult. It's not impossible. It is possible, exactly. But it is expensive.
Expensive as well
and time consuming.
The understanding of the project manager that becomes the most critical area, and where I find them lacking in terms of the business understanding, because this is my business need.
Correct.
And finally, of the 10 requirements, we end up doing 4 or 5, the less, almost 50% we have to let off go. Okay, at least let us start using it.
And second thing, today everything is agile. So a typical ERP today means you have to use end to end. That means आपको पूरा implement करना पड़ता है.
Absolutely.
But that's today the need of the hour is not to do it completely at one go. You choose what area you want to automate first. Do that. Use the application for 3 months, 6 months, see the returns, and then go on configuring the other components. So that is why you need solutions who support an OPEX kind of a model rather than a CAPEX kind of a model.
Majorly the way I look at it, like CRM is for your client relations and managing your customers. ERP, the way I put it, it's majorly for your inventory where the maximum finance control is needed. Because that's the area where you can be into losses and you would never understand that.
Right.
And I mean, that's the two principal areas that I try to concentrate on. There is a level to which Tally can go. Even we have tried with Tally. I have so far not come across or seen an ERP where, alright, most of the business thoughts that I would look for is available.
Right. See, today you will not get that for any industry, any vertical. So you need solutions which can be customized and configured. For that, a typical SaaS implementation will also not work because SaaS is the same product implemented across. But the challenge is, it's not that...
the unfortunate part for all this customization, it's a per day cost, and I don't know at what cost will I end my project.
Right. So that is the issue with the traditional, and that's exactly why we have come up with this, which is more configurable, and you can customize only what you need.
All right. Let's see.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Mr. Nirav Kapadia, Product Manager, Profestius Capital Private Limited.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. My name is Nirav Kapadia. I represent Profestius Capital. Before going to the presentation, I would just like AV from my organization point of view. You can just go through it. So firstly, talking about MSMEs or SMEs, first thing that comes in the mind is any business will not survive without funding, capital requirement, right? Any idea, you can have the world best idea in the mind, but it has to be backed by some kind of investment. It requires some kind of capital investment, which is there. So that's how we have started this organization called Profectus Capital. 5 years down the line, we are in this business. We fund firstly to SME and MSMEs only. You will not come across to a scenario wherein we are funding to high ticket value sizes, let's say 20 crore, 50 crore, 100 crores kind of scenarios. We don't fund. So our focus is majorly towards SMEs and MSMEs. Why SMEs? I'll help you in that. We fund to SMEs, as I already spoke. Why? Because SMEs are the one who contributes to the economy. How do they contribute to the economy? 100 million jobs as far as Indian economy is concerned are related to SMEs. They contribute to 30% of the India's GDP. This is last year's data which represents. So 45% of total export is done from SMEs. So because of this, there is a need of our, yes, there are SMEs, but they are very underserved. If I can use the right manner or the right word, they are very underserved in this segment. That is how we came up with the organization called Profectus Capital, wherein we decided to fund to these MSMEs and SMEs only. There is another data which represents financing. If you see, it has been highlighted, the financing is inadequate. It is almost 28, close to a notch around 30%. Close to 30%, which is 28% to be precise. So, wherein MSMEs or SMEs might have a requirement, but he is not getting the funds. So, this is our company's overview. We prefer to be a partner in progress. Partner in progress basically means wherein we are there with you at the good times also, at the bad times also. This is our management team, so I'll just run through every one of them. KV Srinivasan has almost 28 years experience in SME funding. Similarly, Sandeep Parekh, Nimish Parekh, every one of them. These were a part of Reliance Capital as a team. They were all the part of Reliance Capital. Actis is our partner as far as funding is concerned. So we have 1,500 crores already given by them to us as far as from buying is concerned from them. So Actis is our major shareholder as well. This is what we are today. Reason why I am showing you this is Profectus Capital. You might have not heard so much of it, but whenever you see SME, you might have heard our name. Reason being, yes, we are focusing on financing, but again, only on SMEs, not to everyone or anyone who comes across. Just to give you an example, a top industrial of the country comes across, asks me for some kind of funding. I'll say, okay, sir, it's very great to meet you, but I cannot fund you. Because my focus is, again, SMEs. So AUM stands to be around 2,900 crore, and this is just a data that is run through. We have 22 branches. Wherever we have a target market, we have branches. Across India, we have 22 branches and 6 spoke locations wherein we operate with co-working as a sharing. So while we are focusing on MSMEs, we do a ticket size, as I mentioned, to a limited size, which is around 300 lakhs, which is 3 crores. We are more focused on thin customer-centric documentation, which means what? Most of our processes are digitalized. As sir rightly mentioned in previous one, technology is the most important parameter as far as SME is concerned. So similarly, we are an NBFC. We also focus majorly on the thin documentation. You will find entire process end-to-end, which we are into digital. None of our sales managers or sales team will ask you physical documentation. They'll ask for virtual documentation, soft copies and all those things. So everything happens, it is a very transparent and smooth process wherein you as a SME can also track your loan application if you have applied. You will have the live tracking of your loan application. That is how we are focused on the technology front of it. So while we are focusing on technology as well, we are also focused on something called as cluster. So what we have divided, what is cluster? It's a basically identification of a industry, a combination of industry and a geography. So for example, Surat and textile, just a simple example. Pune, automobile, simple example. So that is how we have identified few industries and we will fund to those industries only. One of the best example why we choose this industry was when we started this organization, we had done some surveys wherein this survey gave us a result saying that these are resilient industries. These are resilient industries. The best example where I can quote these resilient industries are COVID. Even after pandemic, my gross NPA stands to be around almost 1.5, which is none of the NBFC or bank wherein we are operating into. Even after COVID, we have a resilient kind of customers who tend to pay in a right manner. It is, yes, they might have taken some kind of government policies that were around. Yes, they have taken that, but then also NPA stands to be around less than, I would say, 1.5%. We fund to working capital and capacity expansion. So again, the idea behind end use is your business should grow. We are your partner in progress. So your business should grow. How will your business grow? Your business will grow when you put your working capital or whatever funds that you are asking for in your business. Typically, vice versa, bank, I would not like to name anyone, saying that they might fund to a customer coming across बेटी की पढ़ाई के लिए या बेटे के शादी के लिए, something like that. We don't fund them. So if that comes across, we'll say no sir, we cannot fund it. So two of the main USPs that I would call it is end use. We are very much focused into, so wherein we will understand your cash flow as an SME. What is your cash flow, and we will also suggest you, okay, sir, what will be your probable requirement based on the cash flow, if the need may be. So these are our clusters, as I said, industries basically. So right from pharma, engineering, plastic, chemicals, food processing, textiles, auto ancillaries, wood, school wherein we fund to K-12 education schools, healthcare, printing and hospitality. These are clusters. These are the locations wherein we are present. So wherever you find these clusters, you'll find our offices over there. Simple as that. So wherever we have business opportunity, we are there. To SMEs, again, to SMEs. So I'll just run through a small, what are the products that we cater to. First and foremost, there is something called as enterprise mortgage loan, commonly known as LAP. Now, why do we call it enterprise mortgage loan and not a LAP? Two reasons. First and foremost is, yes, it is property backed, but here our focus is majorly on cash flows of SMEs and not on property. It is a secure loan, but property is a secondary focus for me. For example, a property coming across for 5 CR valuation, asking for 2.5 CR may not go through in normal scenario unless it doesn't have a justified end use. Beti ka shadi hai, yeah, whatever the use is. Might go through where SME says, okay, I'm integrating something, I'm adopting some system, I'm going into a working capital requirement, that is what my need is. It will go through. Probably I might end up funding him maybe 3 CR instead of 2.5. So that is about enterprise mortgage loan. Here one of our USPs also stands to be around, we look at the future income. For example, today in 2022, I have a methodology wherein I will look at your financials and assume that you will, on 2025, this will be your turnover. I will assume, I will not ask you to work. I will assume I have a parameter, underwriting parameters, based on that methodology. I have a calculation. Based on that, I will take that 2025 as your income and give you loan based on that. So my funding any day would be better than any other players in the market. Reason being, I'm calculating on your future growth. I'm depending on your future income. I'm assuming you will grow in 2025 or 3 years down the line. So apart from that, we have two other retail products, which is equipment finance, wherein we fund to machineries. So we have categorized machinery into Cat A, Cat B and Cat C machineries. So majorly we fund to Cat B and Cat C. Cat A, if it need of the hours come, we may fund. So wherein we fund to machinery, again we don't ask for any additional collateral like other competitors. We don't ask for any other property or something like that. Simple, your machinery is your collateral. Third is school funding. School funding, reason being, as audiovisual might also express it, we are more focused into building as a nation as well. So till the time schools are built, you will not have a right education facility which are there. Since you don't have a right education facility, there will be no SME or MSME who will be coming across to start his own business. So that is again one of our philosophy that we follow. Hence, we fund to schools. Here we go up to 5 CR as a ticket size, and in EML and equipment we go up to 3 CR. Apart from that, there are two other products which are non-retail, which are corporate products, which is supply chain finance and NBFC funding, wherein we fund, we cater to anchors, which is a non-corporate, hence I will not talk about it. And NBFC funding is we also fund to small NBFCs, regional NBFCs. So, as I mentioned, we depend on future cash flow in enterprise mortgage loan. We are flexible as far as collateral is concerned. So, for example, you will typically get a case wherein your collateral is far away from a geographic location or a city. Example. So, 100 kilometers from a city area, that also we can consider. So, that is how typically we are. We are tech-enabled company. So, upfrontly we have most of the tools in hand to tell you whether a basic checks are done or not. So, for example, a CIBIL, which is a basic parameter in banking, we might go across and tell you upfrontly, yes sir, these are the 4 things that are there in your CIBIL. We need a justification on that. Based on that, we will be able to comment whether we can go ahead or not. So that is how it is, even before you giving us anything apart from your basic financials and a PAN card copy, that's it. Another thing that we have come up with, working capital term loan. Now, SME typically face these kind of challenges where they might not need a loan for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years down the line. They might need it for, let's say, 1 year, 6 months for small working capital requirement, typically. So what tends to be a question that comes across is, if I need it for, let's say, 1 year or 6 months down the line, why should I pay or take a tenure of 10 years, 12 years? So that is how we came up with this product, wherein there is nothing but we give you a limit that you need. For example, you need 50 lakhs as a limit. We'll give you that 50 lakhs, use as per your requirement. Suppose today you don't need anything, keep it, park it aside, there is nothing that we charge you. Nothing, zero. Only when you use it, we'll charge the amount you use. For example, you use out of that 50 lakh, you use 20 lakhs. We'll charge interest only on that 20 lakhs and not on 50 lakh that is parked. So that is again a working capital product that we have in enterprise mortgage loan. So that is typically will serve your working capital needs. Equipment funding I already spoken about, wherein we have various kind of methods in equipment as well. Apart from normal income, we also have a methodology wherein a machine production, we will understand what is the production capacity that machine has. Based on that, we will have a eligibility for you. Assuming you will use the machine to fullest capacity. So these are the underwriting, various kind of underwriting method that we adopt to. School funding, we go up to 5 CR, and again here also we look into cash flows. All the products that we look into the cash flows. If your business is cash rich, probably you will get a funding from Profectus Capital. So one of the things that comes across regularly in our mind is, कि अरे rate of interest क्या होगा? When I started the presentation, most of you might have thought, अरे क्या rate of interest होगा? Typically. So we operate from around, I will just go by the range, I will not go by the product. We operate from 13 to 16 around. So now the first thing that comes when I speak this, arey, bada महंगा hai. It's expensive. So I'll tell you, as a SME, you should look at this and you should understand it in this way. For example, 130 ka Profectus Capital, PCPL is Profectus Capital Private Limited, is giving you a loan. Competition is giving you at 1 crore. So 30 lakhs ka difference. Now in this 30 lakhs, we are charging 13.75. Example, they are charging 10%. Okay? So additional interest that you will end up paying to PCPL is 7,87,000. Now assuming, this is the assumption, your turnover will be this. Why karo? Working capital is, your working capital is the time from when you invest, the money comes back. We are considering 60 days as an example. Your margin is 10%. This is also another example. So this will be your profit. Now, if you consider this, if I give you that 30 lakhs, that will also roll over the 6 months, 6 times in a year. 60 days is a cycle. So 6 times आपका 30 lakhs roll over होगा. उस हिसाब से आपका turnover इतना होगा. So based on that, your new margin of 10%, this will be your revised margins. Ultimately, you will end up making a profit, not a loss. So, as sir also mentioned, you are investing in your business. It is not that, yeah.
The same way we will be getting in 10% also. The same equation will be applicable on 10%.
Which one?
Same.
Ma'am, there the difference lies to be around that 30 lakhs, right? So, I am telling you, by that 30 lakhs, the question that comes across is, मैं 30 लाख ज़्यादा लेके क्या करूँगा? Normally, in normal scenario, if you look at this,
मैं बोल रही हूँ मैं 13% एक्स्ट्रा देके क्या करूँगी? मैं 3% एक्स्ट्रा देके क्या लेंगी?
हाँ वही मैं explain कर रहा हूँ मैम, वही explain कर रहा हूँ. Let me come to that. If you calculate that, it will come. But आपका इतना eligibility कम है ना मैम उधर. आपका 30 lakhs मैंने ज़्यादा दिया ना इधर, तो 30 lakhs घूम रहा है. आपका 1 करोड़ नहीं घूम रहा है, 1 करोड़ तो है ही उधर.
Again, I am paying interest on 30 lakhs also.
But that interest outflow is less than what you are earning, right?
Even if you're giving me that 30 lakhs extra, the turnover from 5 to 6.8 is not just related to funding, it's related to manufacturing and everything else.
Correct. See.
Do I have that order book?
See.
Or are you saying when you and a bank goes through the same papers, you are going to just offer me extra money because I'm paying you more interest?
No. Let me again, this is...
Like what you referred earlier, my eligibility, my CIBIL score or something else what you study. Do the banks or you have a different criteria of measurement?
Correct, which I already explained in the future income outflow, wherein we consider future income. Sitting in 2022, tell me a bank or NBFC who considered 2025 as an income. If I may, with due respect, ask you in 2025, what will be your turnover? So that is...
You will give a loan based on that?
Yes, that's what I mentioned. Future cash flow. That is what I mentioned. If you want...
No, it's a liability on me. What happens, so I'm sure you would have come, like you said, 1.5% have been your non-performing assets.
Yeah, yes.
What happens to them and what do you do with those cases?
So in those cases, we try and firstly negotiate with customer. Based on that, if they can pay us anything, if they might not, we'll go across and do whatever as far as normal policies are concerned, we'll go across in the legality of...
You will go and pick up the equipments which are mortgaged against.
Yes.
Obviously. So I guess principally I'm putting my business at risk in this case.
So principally...
Banks would not do that so easily. With the banks, the legal systems are much safer in India compared to what we are speaking right now.
So as far as banks are concerned, all of them are governed by RBI, so are we. Correct?
Agreed.
So in that scenario, whatever process is followed by bank, same is followed by us.
Legal system
it is not that...
Legal system is same for a private and a bank player
Correct.
in India.
Correct.
What happens when you take it from a private lender, the moment I become an NPA, the kind of pressure I face from a private lender compared to a bank is very different.
So again, what I would say is, firstly, you are generalizing thing. I would request you don't generalize us. As far as experience is concerned, if you have any personal experience, that's a different issue from Profectus. If you have any, I am not sure. But
Specifically during COVID phase, we have faced almost all of
From Profectors you are talking of?
No, not from.
You might have not. You might have not. Give me an example. I can give you a.
What we got from banks was very different.
Correct. So what happens to be, again, what is the crunch behind it? Crunch behind it is bank and NBFC also work on this working cap, these rollover money only. आपके पास से पैसा आएगा तभी तो दूसरों को देंगे. Simple as that. Wherein जिसको फंड का क्रस्ट फेस होगा वो आपको उस सिनेरियो में whatever example you are quoting.
I will give you, okay, this is for MSMEs, right? You have SIDBI right here.
Correct.
Now SIDBI is specifically for MSME.
Correct.
It's for funding MSME and the interest rate is what you mentioned is around 10%.
Correct.
Which was now I guess around 10.5.
Correct.
If I'm accurate there.
Correct.
Again, it's without any guarantee or any. It's
Correct.
And I guess what I understand is the guarantor is the government of India.
Correct.
So in case I falter, it is not me. I mean, I will try my best to repay.
Correct.
Still, my business fails. Then I am individually not going to be alone responsible for it.
Correct.
What happens here in Perfectus case?
So I'll tell you, it follows normal banking system that we follow by. We are governed by RBI. We follow the same system. At the end of the day, if you say I can't pay it, yes, we will, whatever is, we are a secure lending company, we will consider it as an NPA and we'll do the formalities which are required to be done. Number one. Ma'am, 1 minute, I'll just answer him. So, number one. Number two, as far as Profectors is concerned, since you mentioned COVID times, I'll tell you, none of my customers have, we have considered as an NPA as far as COVID time is concerned. Even after government regulations went away, we considered them, okay, fine, because we are into school funding. School funding, जहाँ पे school ही बनता, कैसे मैं उसको मतलब how can I, and the reason why you see 1.7%, this is this financial year. If you go the last financial year, it was 0.70. So coming to, because that school funding was there, we got a hit. So we took a hit. It's okay. We can take a hit. The answer to your question first that you mentioned was NBFC में pressure ज़्यादा होता है जब भी collection आता है या NPA होता है, correct? So I'll tell you, it is a perception. As far as we are concerned, yes, we will go by the formalities, but not as you mentioned in a manner that you are mentioning. No, not that way. We will go in a manner which is right for customer as well, which is right for us as well. Because we have funded you. If you can't repay, I have to do something. I am not saying I will come across haunt you at your house and start कि आप पैसा दो वरना जाएंगे नहीं, not that kind of scenario. But yes, formally whatever I can do, I will do. It is a way of doing business. If आपका पैसा कहीं पे लगा है और कोई नहीं दे रहा है, so you will also do something, right? You are a SME, we are an SME, simple as that. Yeah, ma'am, you are.
I think you have a very tough competition with the PMEGP schemes and Mudra schemes. We are getting at 7%. I took myself from KVIC with 25% subsidy also. If you are taking 10 lakhs, so I have to pay 7.5 only. And my daughter has taken from Mudra. The rate of interest is 7% only. And again, what he said, अगर कोई डिफॉल्टर होता है within 3 years or something, तो they have insurance also. We don't have to pay entire amount. वो क्या अगर मान लो मेरी मशीन मैंने 10 लाख का लोन लिया था, आज मेरी मशीन की कॉस्ट 1.5 लाख है, तो उसमें भी सेटलमेंट करेंगे. It won't be a burden on us.
Correct.
So,
मैम आप ये फंडिंग सॉरी या गो ऑन सॉरी. सो आप ये फंडिंग कितने टाइम ले सकते हो गवर्नमेंट से?
नहीं, मुझे जरूर, मैं क्यों फंडिंग पे ही डिपेंड हूँ. आई हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई.
Correct.
अपने हिसाब से सोच रहा हूँ, मैं अपने हिसाब से सोच रही हूँ.
SME
This is not only the funding.
I know that.
Funding, I will be on the, अगर मैं 3 साल बाद भी अपने फंड्स को मल्टीप्लाई नहीं कर पा रही हूँ, then I should shut my business.
So
why should I need again funding?
correct. So to answer your question first, as far as government scheme are concerned, normally there is a TAT involved. TAT as in number of days, कितने टाइम में मिलेगा, क्या मिलेगा, वो सब इन्वॉल्व होता है. As far as we are in private organization, we have a better TAT. I need less to say. Number one. Number two, as far as funding, why you need funding? I'm not asking anything and everything to be dependent on funding. But whenever you are trying to grow, whenever you want a growth as a structure, you want to stabilize, you want to go only with X, Y, Z amount. Yes, I am with you.
There's a provision of increasing also. They asked me to give some projected report. Top up, they can give me top up. They are more happy. वो बोलते हैं आप 50 लाख का लो, वो ज़्यादा खुश हैं.
Correct, ma'am. But again, two things. 1, 2, 3 बार आप जा सकते हो. As far as MSMEs,
जिंदगी में लोन लेते
नहीं, जिंदगी भर लोन आप जिंदगी भर लोन मत लीजिए, बट आपके वर्किंग कैपिटल में आप मेरे को बताइए आपके बिजनेस में मतलब फाइनेंस का रिक्वायरमेंट आता ही नहीं है. इज इट व्हाट यू आर सेइंग?
Because I am multiplying.
सो मे बी
25 years I am into business.
ग्रेट मैम.
Scheme आती है तो मैं करती हूँ because I want to utilize that.
Great, ma'am. In that case, I'll ask my directors to get in touch with you.
Definitely, because practical approach is far away. I'm sorry to say, projected चीजों से practical चीजें जो काम कर रहे हैं उनका experience बिल्कुल अलग होता है.
Correct, ma'am.
आप
Absolutely.
turnover बता रही हैं, इसको दांत खट्टे हो जाते हैं, ये turnover बताते आते हैं.
नहीं, ma'am. This is again. I'll re-quote my this. This was with an assumption कि everything will be. हाँ. So I'm just quoting you example why someone will go with Profectors and not with the competition. I'm not saying कि आपको ये ही लेना चाहिए.
अगर ये हमारा होता है तो फिर मुझे लोन क्यों चाहिए होगा next time?
Sorry?
Do it like this. If I have this much of profit, then मैं बार multiple loans मुझे किस लिए चाहिए रहेगा?
So मतलब मैम.
But the see the rate difference of rate of interest, yeah.
मैम.
7% and 16%.
7.
Means I would like to interrupt. Like basically, ma'am, you are talking about between both the
Yes.
different organizations, and it
Definitely.
will not happen like that. When you talk about the NBFCs are working from that point of view. You are lucky enough to get the Mudra loan at CGT
Yeah.
SME. If you can ask in this whole auditorium, you will come to know that a lot of people are there. They may not be having those kind of facilities to get the CGT
Mudra
SME
loan
and
also.
Mudra loan also. So that's why these kind of NBFCs are there to support it. I'm having Mr. Samir Shah, who is one of our member from last so many years. He knows that he is supporting to the companies to get the loans, and he knows that how the people are facing so many problems, even though having the loan of CGT, SME and Mudra. And end of the day, when you grow, then automatically you have to go to the NBFC because sometimes the bankers don't help you. So that's why, from his point of view, he is right. From your point of view,
everything
you
is
are
alright,
right.
but a little I'm just asking about the rate of interest. That is something like
That is related to cost of.
Rates are like that only, between 30 to.
Let me answer you in the right manner. We are also an organization coming from 2019. So right now my cost of fund is bit higher. As in when we grow, we get mature, we'll be at lower cost of funds. So
that is really the point.
yeah, that is the point. And to answer your mudra and everything, yes, not everyone gets that benefit. Also, there is a TAT involved. Yeah. Yeah. So anything anyone wants?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. नहीं, nothing.
आपने जैसे बताया कि आप वैसे इंडस्ट्री को सपोर्ट करते हैं, जैसे कि ज्योग्राफी रिलेटेड होता है, राइट? पुणे एंड you gave the example. What about the new industries, right? Like
So as and when new industry grows, we have a team, ma'am, wherein it is exclusively focused on new clusters. So for example, I'll just give you an example which was not there on the slide. I'll just open that slide for better. If you see, there is nowhere shoes mentioned here. Shoes कहीं पे नहीं है. Still we do shoes in north because north में shoes का बहुत बड़ा market है. Similar is ceramic in मोरबी करके एक लोकेशन है जहाँ पे ceramic is one of the बहुत बड़ा market है. So we have a team exclusively to answer your question जो ऐसे clusters पे focus करती है and then we keep on adding it. But since it is not probably so much into the picture, we are not mentioning. As and when we grow books over there, we'll definitely mention that as well. If I mention that, I need a 2 or 3 slides probably.
My question was different.
my question was different
Yeah.
because the new age industry, like AI industry, still we don't know in which city it will grow, right? Like EV infrastructure is building right now, right? We don't know which will be the EV hub of our country, right?
Correct.
So फिर उस इंडस्ट्री को आप जनरलाइज नहीं कर सकते,
नहीं कर
geography
सकते,
wise, right?
नहीं कर
तो फिर ऐसे इंडस्ट्री को आप फंड करते हैं या नहीं?
ऐसे इंडस्ट्री को हम फंड करते हैं based on their current business experience. Will need business experience. So for example, today Vishal is my regional manager. He is sitting out there. If he comes across and starts his own company, I might say sorry Vishal, अपन साथ में काम किए बहुत अच्छा है, but I cannot fund you. Reason being, एकदम startup को fund नहीं करते. If you have at least 2 years of experience in your business, yes, we will be there to fund you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Now I would like to invite Mr. Chief also advisor, and he's going to talk on cyber security for SMEs challenges and returns.
Okay, good afternoon, all of you. My name is KK, and the title I will read first, and I'll just give some background before I go ahead with the slides. The title is, I think, should be very familiar to all. Okay. The title should be very. Am I audible or? Little louder. Okay. Okay. So the title is Cyber Security for SMEs. I am sure there is nobody here who says, well, I don't understand the title. Right? If there is somebody, please raise hand. I can help you. Now, before I get into the discussion, I would just link to the earlier two speakers. They are talking about digital transformation, and he was talking about me getting funding. So let us say we have accepted, we have become their customers, and I have turned my organization, my industry, my whatever that SME, that MSME that I have into digitally transformed SME. So I am his customer. To do that, I had taken funding from him. And on the day of inauguration, I come to know that all my systems are not working. My doors are locked. I get the SMS from the bank saying that money has been debited. Where do I stand? What do I do? I'm just trying to link so that there is some relevance to what we are talking. Secondly, maybe there is little understanding or bias many of you may have, that cyber security means it has to do something with IT. Is there anybody who does not agree with this? Listen to my question carefully. I am saying cyber security means IT. IT तो होना चाहिए. कंप्यूटर ही नहीं है, ऑटोमेशन नहीं है, मतलब एटलीस्ट मेरे पास मोबाइल तो होना चाहिए. ठीक है, स्मार्ट नहीं, कम एटलीस्ट यार नोकिया का पुराना वाला तो मोबाइल चाहिए, इसमें SMS आता हो. So is there anybody who says that no, even if I don't have anything, still I can be a victim of cyber security? Oh, good.
Because KYC we all do, and our Aadhaar card and everything is linked to the system. So yes, I can be the victim of cyber security.
Even if I don't have mobile?
Yeah, even if I don't have the mobile.
So I just want to drive that point, unless anybody wants me to explain this further. Even if I am a beggar who does not have Aadhaar card, I am complicating it further than what you are saying. I don't have Aadhaar card, I don't have voter card. I may be Rohingya, I have just recently come from Bangladesh. I otherwise no record. I am a beggar sitting at the roadside. I can be a victim of cyber attack. Is it something very interesting? I will explain you, don't worry, I'm not, but I just want to create a sensation first before I explain. So, how is it possible? Is there anybody who disagrees or agrees? I mean, I don't want to waste your time raising hands or not. I heard of recent some news about deep fake.
Yes.
Deep fake करके word आपने सुना होगा,
Yes.
right? हाँ, तो that's the answer. DEEPFAKE, deep fake. That's the answer. Now I'll explain you how and why. Most of you are on WhatsApp. I have nothing against WhatsApp, but just one example, one of the instant messaging apps is WhatsApp. And most of us, not just WhatsApp, it can be your Facebook, it can be your Meta or X, that is Twitter. What do we do there? हमारे घर में क्या हुआ, मैंने कौन सी साड़ी पहनी, मैं कौन से प्रोग्राम में अटेंड किया, मेरी मम्मा का आज बर्थडे था, मेरे लड़के का एडमिशन हुआ. What we do? We post. What we post? Videos, photos. There are many cases, if you run internet, I don't want to do that now, on your own later, where you will see that I was not part of that particular situation, but police came to my house and they arrested me, saying that there is a proof that you are part of it and we are taking you inside. Recently there are a lot of agitation in Delhi, and using CCTV cameras, a lot of people were caught by Delhi police and they were taken into custody. Some of the people, when they went there as a part of the investigation, they said that I can prove that I was physically at a hospital sitting with my mom who was undergoing chemotherapy. So on what basis you are saying that I was there? Police is saying, see, I have the CCTV recording. Now how can I object it? Today, unfortunately, in India, we don't have a law which takes care of such kind of deepfakes. There is no verification mechanism. The reason I want to highlight this point is cyber security is something which is like as important as a blood in my body. वो जो इम्पोर्टेंस है ना, या मेरे बिजनेस में पैसे का जो इम्पोर्टेंस है, वो साइबर सिक्योरिटी का है. Am I okay with up to this? I mean, am I able to make the relevance of this topic? Okay, now coming to I'll just 2-3 lines about myself. My name is KK. I'm an advisor. I have been into cyber security since 2006. I have played various roles in cyber security. I worked as an employee. Then I have set up my own companies who do software as well as cyber security. I started those companies from scratch and then I sold it to the investors. I am running 3 companies like that, which are now sold to the investors, and as of now I am running as an advisor. I am on boards of various companies of all size, from 50 employees up to 400,000 employees of all size, all verticals, as well as I am on government bodies, as well as a lot of regulatory organizations as a part of various committees, including say your RBI or United Nations and all. So that is a little background about myself as far as me as an individual is concerned. So if you see the line below, I am talking about RESIL preview approach. So this is something I can assure you, give in writing, no internet, no documentation, you would have come across this word. This word, you can search, I can give you a challenge. Because this approach is something that we, even as a part of United Nations, as part of UNESCO, UNIDO, we promote this. This is what SMEs has to do across the world, agnostic to what country, what culture, what kind of vertical that they are into. What is this RESIL preview approach? It's a no-nonsense, common sense approach, but you know that if you give some cryptic name, people get attracted to it. That's it. Otherwise, kuch nahi hai. It's a nonsense. Why I'm saying this? RESIL stands for resilience. Privy stands for privacy. English में एक word है privy. I am privy to this. I am privy to this का मतलब क्या है? I am aware of it, but still it is only within me. Right? So RESIL means what? RESIL means resilience. So what I am talking about? Why I am talking about resilience as an approach? Because cyber security, even if that word is known to all of us, it is a misnomer. It is a misnomer. I am making a lot of revolutionary statements today. So please listen to this. If you have debate, you can always debate with me. There is no issue. But I will first explain why I am taking this stand. Cyber security is a misnomer. Why do I say misnomer? Because when I talk about security, I can secure only those things that I know. I have sufficient or at least fair understanding of its quantification, of its impact. If I do not know, how the hell I can secure it? Is it not? Is there anybody who disagrees with my thinking or I'm just trying to drive it logically. So even if this word cyber security is there in the world, please understand this word has been established or formulated and being promoted by the marketing and sales companies of those so-called cyber security vendors, because they want to sell their product and they want to sell you the dream. And what is the dream they want to sell? It's a dream that you will be secure. Trust me, nobody will be secure. Nobody is secure, because as I said, it's a common sense. If I have to be secure, I need to know against what I am going to be secure. Otherwise, how can I say I am secure? So the practical approach is be resilient. Resilience is possible. Based on the impact that I have, I can always, to the capacity, to the knowledge, to the resources, to the technology, the tools that I have, I can always decide to be resilient. And that resilience level, the degree of resilience can differ organization to organization. So I should plan for resilience. I cannot plan for cyber security. If somebody is saying you plan for cyber security, please understand that you are getting into a vicious circle. You will never achieve it, because it's not possible. Why am I putting the word privy is because just by securing today is not sufficient. Why? Because you must have heard in the month of August 2023, our Lok Sabha has passed a new bill called DPDPA, Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023. Ashwini Vaishnav passed it among a lot of halla gulla. Everybody was shouting about Manipur, but the bill got passed. What that bill is, talking in gist, it says, I will charge you, I in the sense government. They are coming with a body called DPIB, Data Promotion in India ka board. That body, once it comes into place very shortly, it says that I don't care whether you are a SME, middle size, big size, whatever. As long as you are possessing personal data, of whom? Customers, employees. If I am a SME owner or koi bhi business owner, I am possessing personal data. As long as I am processing personal data, I am going to charge you heavy fine up to 250 crore if it is proved, it is established, or if there is a complaint from the person who has given that data to you. So first, take the data only after consent. Just because I have some email somewhere, don't start going after the people. And if the consent is withdrawn, stop contacting them. So it is much more sophisticated than DND. You must have heard of DND, do not disturb. It is much more sophisticated than. So that is what is basically these two things I have to keep in mind whenever I am dealing with cyber security. So the tone, as I said, you must have heard this in the title, that what I am going to highlight as much as possible, whatever time I get, I will run through it. Challenges and suitable deterrence actions. Again, the word deterrence is very important. I will not be able to resolve the challenges posed by cyber security. I cannot. If somebody claims to you that I am giving you something which will keep you 100% secure, please throw that person out of the window. Just not possible. You cannot do that. Perspective, here I am not going to talk any technology. So I am not going to talk passwords, I am not going to talk those typical terms, like multi-factor authentication and so many, and bore you. I am purely talking from business angle, top management, ownership angle. So no technology and vendor agnostic. I am not here subtly, directly, indirectly going to sell any company to you. Though I am sitting on the director boards of multiple companies, including universities. I am not going to promote any company here. I am talking here purely from keeping you in the center. आपका ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को सिक्योर रहना है. इनसे आपने डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ले लिया, उनसे आपने पैसा ले लिया, वो आप यूटिलाइज करो ऑब्जेक्टिव के लिए, rather than getting a shock that everything has disappeared and I am on the road. So what is the bottom line? This is the bottom line. You need to accept this and live with this. That I will be pitched. At the same time, I'll just contradict myself. I am one of the company that I am director board on director board. That company gives open challenge to anybody and everybody. With money back guarantee, I will prove in 30 days how many attackers there inside your organization. Regardless of your security maturity. You may claim that I am Barclays, you may claim that I am Citibank, you may claim I am ICICI, I don't care. Give me 30 days, these are the attackers that are inside. With full verification details, you will get the report. If that report is blank, money back. That company is extremely popular, but not in the market, not in any public domain. But people are after that company, including all top security organizations, including RAW, IB in India. Because there also we have proved them that how bad is their infrastructure. Anyway, so coming back to what I'm going to talk in say some 4 or 5 slides ahead. So don't take this as an advice and start implementing to your organization. This is a general statements I am making. So if you want anything specific, then we need to have some discussion and have some specific relevant based interactions. So what I'm trying to cover as much as possible is what are the challenges that we face and inevitability of cyber attacks, dark world of cyber attackers that matter to us. I mean, who are those attackers? I will take you a little bit inside that dark world of what are the different types of attackers are there. Why we should be cyber secure? Why SMEs are targets? In case you want to go for some cyber security vendor, then what is it that you should be looking for? Some high level salient points, and then suggested baseline actions, some actions that I believe that you should be able to take yourself without biasing you with any technology, any vendor. So here anywhere I am not even promoting myself. It's a completely vendor agnostic job that I am doing, keeping your interest and your benefits in center. So these are the kind of statements that I keep on hearing whenever I deal with many SMEs, whom also I consult across the world. Especially this is peculiar in African countries and Asia Pacific. So we are too small KK. Why will be target? We don't rely on technology. अरे भाई आपके पास मोबाइल तो है. But I mean, I'm giving you some impressions, and I'm sure you will agree with all this. We are a small team. I know everybody by face. I even go to their house. We have lunch together. So why should I doubt that person that he will do something? वो मतलब वो घर का भी दी क्यों होगा? Why will he backstab? Right? I am a sole proprietor. मैं अकेला आदमी हूँ. Single man show है. मुझे क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है? Why should I go get into it? I have no money to spend on this, though I understand from reports and all that this is very serious thing. I am ISO certified. I got certifications. I am continuously getting audited, tested. I do cyber drill like fire drill. मतलब this is the other extreme of the set of organizations. Regulatory authorities like RBI, SEBI, IRDI, or even certain, I am following these guidelines, and so there is no issue. So these are the comments we hear. Of course, I mean, if I open up, then you will also add some more comments here. So I don't want to get into the comments, but I want to quickly go to the problems, and then I will suggest the solutions. So in old days, we used to talk about land, labor, capital. बिजनेस चालू करना है तो इसकी ज़रूरत है. बट टुडे इट इज़ लैंड, लेबर, साइबर एंड कैपिटल. और एक सी आ गया. व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस? बिकॉज दैट लेबर is not necessary that I need a human today. Even in my college time and school time also, I used to use calculator. Even my teacher used to frown upon me. They wire calculator. हमारे time में तो हमने they used to do some different kind of approach of calculations on this abacus and all. So that in those days calculator was a threat. Today I don't have to. I mean, your children must be using GNAI to write an essay, and they must be getting number 1 prize in the class for essay competition. अरे उसने खुद ने ऐसे लिखा है क्या? नहीं लिखा है. उसने क्या किया? ही वेंट टू चैट जीपीटी ने अच्छा ऐसे बना दिया, उसने प्रेजेंट किया, उसको मार्क मिल गया, उसको प्राइज मिल गया. What is his value addition? Nothing. Only using chat GPT. I'm just one example I am saying. Same thing with the land. Today we are talking about co-working. Beyond that, even today we are talking about AI-based employees. Today even HR policies are now getting modified to include HR entities. Have you heard of bots? You must have heard of bots. Many of you are using Amazon. In Amazon, what you do? If you are going to the support, I mean, Amazon is just one example. You can go to some insurance company also. Lot of questions are automated, and they intuitively ask you next question. And then you wonder, how come this guy knows that what is it I have in mind? And how is he asking, as if, मेरे दिल की बात कैसे चिन ली? Wow, their customer support is so personal. It is touching my heart. That's how we feel delighted. So, what I want to highlight is the concepts are now getting disrupted. That is one side of it. But on the other side, attackers, adversaries, those guys are dancing because that is what they want. he is giving me digital transformation. It's an invitation to an attacker unless I take care of those check control balances. Are you getting the point that I'm trying to drive? Second, human element, failures, they do happen. That is why people are going towards AI. They don't want employees. झंझट ही नहीं चाहिए लेबर का. AI ले लो, काम कर लो, मैन पावर कॉस्ट इज नील. Cyber attackers don't bother about business genesis. Please understand this. Please accept this. If you have any objections, please raise this. Cyber attacker has nothing to do whether you are small, big, whether you are automobile, banking, whether you are earning in dollars, rupees, euros. He doesn't care. That is not the way he is choosing the target. I will tell you later how they choose the target. But they don't bother. So that misconception that I said in the earlier slide, that मैं छोटा हूँ, मेरे पास टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है, वो आदमी मेरे पास कभी नहीं आएगा, not possible. हो सकता है. I'll give some examples shortly. Cyber security is ever changing, siloed, underutilized technology. Some of you may be already having some technology. Somebody was talking about having ERP. Somebody was talking about at least antivirus. तो आप सबके पास है. ऐसा तो कोई बिजनेस जिसके पास एंटीवायरस नहीं है. वो खुद के पर्सनल कंप्यूटर में भी होता है, राइट? किसी के पास ERP है, किसी के पास फायरवॉल है. ये सारी जो चीज़ें हैं, आई एम यूजिंग द वर्ड साइलोड. यू नो व्हाई? बिकॉज दीज द suppliers or the manufacturers of these are different. They are not same. Their objective is to keep you secure, but since these suppliers are different, एक के दूसरे साथ बनती नहीं है. आप टेक्नोलॉजी वाले आदमी को पूछोगे तो बोलेगा नहीं मेरा काम है ये ऐसे ही करेगा, तो उसके साथ मेरा जमता नहीं, आप उसमें से कन्वर्ट करके इसमें डालना पड़ेगा. Everybody works as if it is their own state. That is exactly what cyber attackers want. They want to exploit gaps between the technologies that you have deployed. It is like me having security guards from different security service providers at different departments or different locations. An attacker can always exploit the incompatibility or misunderstanding between them and or lack of coordination between them and get in. That is what happens on India-Pakistan border many times. I have border security force, I have laser, I have satellites, I have other agencies including military, but if there is a lack of coordination for some reason, that terrorist is taking a advantage. And then he will get in. Or he may dig the tunnel and come in. Forget about whatever is on the top. He can circumvent. Regulatory mandates are heavy-handed, yet guised softer in short term. This is another thing which is a challenge for SMEs. As I told you some time back, the DPDP Act is going to take a very heavy-handed approach on everybody, including SMEs. But if you listen to what government says, Mr. Chandrasekhar says that for SMEs we will take little longer. But even if it is little longer, आज नहीं तो कल आपके सर के ऊपर भी 250 करोड़ का फाइन का गाज गिरने वाली है. आज नहीं तो कल होने वाला है. Another challenge, generational gaps. This is another problem I have seen with many SMEs that I interact with. They say that sir ये हमको उनका बच्चा बोलता है, like Ambani Junior, Wadia Junior. He says, KK, I understand this, but my papa, he doesn't understand. Oh, he is not making budgets available for all this. In some companies, I am not saying everywhere. And this is another thing that we have seen. Many companies I have seen, they are driven towards business excellence. Now I am growing SME, I am getting business year after year. So I am growing. So yes, I should be part, and they want to adopt some particular model. There are various models in business excellence. One of the famous model is Malcolm Baldrig's business excellence model. So in those models, these are the various parameters that they discuss. And they make the companies to do a lot of work to get this implemented. The statement I am written there is business excellence is made now necessary by cyber security. Cyber security will force you to be business excellent. Whatever is being dictated by business excellent consultants that this is how you should, your organization has to be excellent, those parameters cyber security आपको झक मार के करने के लिए मजबूर करेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि it is taking care of asking about risk management, regulatory compliance. ये सारी चीज़ें आपको नहीं करोगे, you are anyway going to be duped. I will take you into little deep into the dark world of cyber attackers. ये साइबर अटैकर होता क्या है, मतलब अल्टीमेटली जो रिस्क है वो रिस्क जहाँ से आ रही है वो कौन है? फर्स्ट रिस्क जहाँ से आ रही है, आई एम माई सेल्फ, माई एम्प्लॉयज़, मेरे घर का बीदी, माई सन, माई पापा, माई डॉटर, माई मदर, दे आर ऑल अटैकर्स. थोड़ा गलत लगता है फ्रॉम इंडियन कल्चर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, थोड़ा गलत लगता है ये सब कहना, बट दैट्स द ट्रूथ. My mother, to whatever extent you tell her that mom, you never don't do this, but still she will open the email and she click on the link to buy an iPad. बस सत्यानाश हो गया. My elder son, he is getting some funny emails from some particular email site, Discord, and he feels that he is getting disturbed and he doesn't want those emails. So he opens one of the mail, goes to the bottom and clicks on unsubscribe. गलत है, आप सभी करते हो. Is it nonsense? It is wrong. It's correct, right? If you are getting bothered or as disturbed and you don't want, will click on unsubscribe. Don't do that. The moment you click on unsubscribe, the sender of the email will install something called as an implant that will immediately help him to take over the control of your machine. अभी आप बोलोगे यार मेरे मशीन का कंट्रोल लेके क्या बड़ा तीर मारेगा, because you are using the same machine to log into ICICI, to log into HDFC. I have your login ID and password immediately. Using that login ID and password, I will log into your account. I will not perform any doubtful, suspicious transactions at all, so that neither ICICI system, monitoring system, nor you have any suspicion. That is called as Reiki. You know Reiki, right? जो टेररिस्ट Reiki करते हैं ना, वो पहले जाके बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज का पहला देख के आता है और फिर 2-3 महीने के बाद वो डिटोनेट करेगा. Same thing. Approach is same. It's a world of war. And then on one fine day, when there is a Christmas vacation going on, or some other Diwali vacation, at that time, they will click on some discount link and your money will get siphoned off. ICICI Bank will say, you have done the transaction. So I sent you SMS. On what basis you are saying you did not allow? गए ना काम से. Understand these challenges. AW based attacks and attackers. आपने AI तो सुना होगा, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, वो तो सबने सुना है. AW सुना है? Again, as I said in the beginning, second time I am making a statement. आप मुझे एक कोई इंटरनेट या कोई ऐसा डॉक्यूमेंट बताओ जिसमें उन्होंने AW बोला है. You will not find this. This will only come from somebody like KK. I am not boasting, but because this is way we deal with the people and help and add value. AW stands for artificial wisdom, which is much advanced than intelligence. Intelligence does what? Intelligence only dissects, analyzes. Wisdom synthesizes and brings the meaning, where you need to have emotions, sentiments added. Today's AI has advanced to a level where it can understand your emotions. That is why today's bots are personal. People are happy chatting and making them boyfriends and girlfriends. To that extent, AI has advanced. मेरी जो असली बॉयफ्रेंड है, मेरा जो असली गर्लफ्रेंड है, she or he doesn't understand me, but this AI bot is understanding. That's how people are becoming self-centered. So what are the kind of attacks? As I said, they are reduced cost, increased sophistication, that's why everybody is going for it. But this is the other side of it. Phone voice scams. Yeah. So I've been asked to go fast, basically. So you must have heard of a lot of cases where the mother is getting a call from the son that, Mama, I'm caught up here and I need money, please transfer the money. And then Mama transfers the money. And then son comes and he says, Mama, I never called you. That's what I'm talking about. So it may happen in the business also. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is these are the different types of attackers that you have, and you need to take care of these kind of attackers. So why to be cyber secure? Most of this is obvious. I don't know, I will not get into the details. You can have the access to this slide. You need to protect profit. Lives, very important, because nowadays cyber attacks are taking life of the people. It has become so serious. Not only the admitted patients, but it also takes care of the owners and HNIs, high net worth individuals. The attackers will post photographs and videos that I know where your MD is partying now. Pay this money, or live Facebook you will see that guy getting killed. It is that sophisticated today. So why you guys are targets? As I said, because the data that you have, you don't have money to secure. So I can easily catch hold of that data. Your resources are easily available. See, I am an attacker. I am not rich. I am going to use your arsenal to attack somebody. That's the reason I said that I take your password for ICICI and then attack ICICI. Links to big fish, crown jewels. This would have happened in one of the recent, you can check on internet. There is a cooperative bank in Kolhapur, and that bank had deposited their account into HDFC. HDFC suffered an attack because somebody logged into that cooperative bank account, and from there they launched an attack. So these are the things that you need to look at when you are looking at the cyber security vendor. Growth potential, whether he is helping us to go extra mile, whether he is taking a holistic approach, or is he taking only siloed approach. This is the last slide, so I'll just quickly go through this. First, start looking at cyber security as a business risk. Very important. It is not a technology job. It is not an IT job at all. It is a business risk because it is going to eat your profits. It is a life risk because it is taking lives. Why? Because even my data is getting exposed. Say I am on Tinder, adult site. There, if my account is there and my cyber security, my attacker is exposing it, it becomes so embarrassing for me, I feel like committing suicide. It's a collateral damage. Perennially assume you are breached. How do I handle cyber security? From day one, you need to assume that there is a fire, because then only you will be all the time on toes and alert. Otherwise, you will take it, lackadaisical view. Break glass, raise complaint with the authorities. You need to be equipped with all those kind of, actions that you should have in mind as soon as you get the news that you have been cyber attacked. किसको कंप्लेंट करना है, व्हाट इज द प्रोसीजर, एफआईआर किसके पास करना है, ऑनलाइन एक गवर्नमेंट का एक साइबर सिक्योरिटी कंप्लेंट का पोर्टल है, वहाँ पे कब जाना है, कौन सा नंबर लेना है, वो नंबर लेने के बाद नेक्स्ट क्या करना है. यू शुड बी इक्विप विद ऑल दैट. इट्स लाइक फायर में होता है तो क्या करना है, समथिंग लाइक दैट प्रोसीजर यू शुड बी रेडी. Regular physical offline backups, better you take. They don't help you completely, but at least keep them, because once you're attacked, the backup they are taken, वहाँ पे भी attacker का आदमी जाके बैठा है, so he will not completely help you. Try to go beyond cyber security. Some of my speakers will talk about balanced scorecard. They will talk about culture, across rank and file. So you need to link security to the people, their performance also, not only leave at the training. Outsource and monitor your, that's the best way. हेडेक ही नहीं लेना है, किसी और को बोलना यार तुम ले लो और तुमको मैं मॉनिटर करूँगा, गड़बड़ करेगा SLA में तुमको डंडा पड़ेगा. Cyber insurance, look into it, that's another option. get into some virtual person, I mean the person who don't recruit them, but just take their service so that they help you with cyber security and privacy. This last one is extremely important. What I am talking there is a new culture. What is a new culture? Suspect everybody. गलत लगता है ना, नेगेटिव थिंकिंग लगता है, ये क्या है यार, दिस कंप्लीटली अपोजिट, ये तो नहीं होता है. एवरी कंपनी बोस्ट अबाउट ओपननेस एंड ट्रस्ट, दोज आर माई वैल्यूज इन माई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. साइबर सिक्योरिटी करना है ना, अभी डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कर रहा है, इनसे आप डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कर लिया, स्टार्ट सस्पेक्टिंग. यू मस्ट अवॉइड वन टर्म कॉल्ड जीरो ट्रस्ट. नेवर ट्रस्ट एनीबॉडी, क्योंकि साइबर सिक्योरिटी ट्रस्ट कब करना है, जब आप उनको जानते हो, तभी भी करना रिस्की है, लेकिन ठीक है वहाँ तो कर सकते हो. ये तो कहाँ से आ रहा है, कहाँ मालूम, रशिया से आ रहा है, मंगोलिया से आ रहा है, नॉर्थ कोरिया से आ रहा है. सो लास्ट 2 points, कीप सम फंड्स प्रोविजन फॉर पेइंग रैंसमवेयर्स एंड फेसिंग लीगल केसेस. तो आने वाला है, उसमें आप कुछ यू कैन नॉट अवॉइड इट. Subscribe to, I mean, this is what I'm suggesting to even madam, you also, that under this forum you can have a sub forum taking care of these verticals, where we talk, meet more and discuss and get into the details of cyber security. You can think of having a WhatsApp group also of the people here, where I can also help keep adding a lot of things. M-panel, vendor agnostic, experienced people. I mean, what I'm saying here is, don't always talk to the people who promote you some company. Also have some people who understand your problems, and this this is what I would suggest, that anyway I have got a list that I have to stop. So I would like to discuss for say 1 hour, 2 hour in detail, work out, help you with the plans. So that's how it is. So thank you guys, happy new year to all of you, and any questions you can always come back.
Now I would like to invite Mr. Durgesh Bhatt, founder Beacons HR, building a high-performing team, practical HR strategies for SMEs.
Yeah. Good afternoon to you all. Good afternoon. Yeah, thank you so much. So, according to you, what do you mean by high-performance team? You have got a team, but what do you mean by high-performance team? Anyone?
More efficient team. More efficient team.
Okay, then. See, high-performance team means is referring to your teams, organizations or virtual groups that are highly focused on their goals and that achieve a superior business results. As a business owners, you must have set up some goals. See, I got my client who has got very specific goals. He's into fire security system, then lighting system for airports, the plane landing and plane going up, and so for that lighting systems and all, fire security systems. And another thing is we can do it virtual system with all the connectivity through all India basis. So what the thing is that he has got all kind of things, the 3 verticals. Must get this much amount particular year. Billing is this much amount. I must get this much billing amount. I must get a profit of this much amount. Clear-cut goals. How many people require? How many people do what kind of a job he or she will be doing? What kind of a course he or she generates? That kind of clear-cut goal they have got. What they need is, whatever the incoming people, they inculcate, this is what my business is and you are supposed to do this. Your goal is this, you are supposed to do this. So when they join, they got clear-cut shit in their hand. This is what my business, this is what we are into, and this is what your job is. And definitely they calculate every week. So every Monday, they sit down and see that what are the progress, any difficulties there or not. So accordingly, my asking question is, does your employee knows what is company goal? Many people doesn't know where company goes and what the thing is. When I was working with one financial service company, my chairman, my managing director sitting in the ground floor, and managing floor there's accounts department and all. People say accounts, no, I don't know who is managing director, who is the person, who is the chairman. I feel shocked. I said, what do you mean? You are just doing entry like basic, into tally or what? Credit, debit and all. Then I found that this is something really weird. Then I done what I think is that what is my company is into what? And then my policy matters, my company, different departments, which are departmental heads, what we are into, and what my company goal is. So every employee, when coming in the organization, the induction plan is there. So people knows what my company is doing and how what my goal is. And second thing is what is my job role into the company. So they are very clear focus and they do the role alignment for this. So they know what is your expectation from them and what are the employee knows what is expected over from them. In last meeting, Dr. Salunkas has given the example of the one printing company based in Vasai. They got a machine, they're printing business. The owner has not taught the worker that how to do a fixing. If suppose minor mistake is there, one day he's supposed to go to Nariman Point for a business meet. During that time, machine got some problem. Worker cannot contact because he's in the meeting. So they rely on the person to come over there. The owner comes to it. They are sitting idly. So the day is lost because he cannot come down from Nariman Point over there just within an hour or so. That will take a longer time. You must be knowing that how much time they come from Nariman Point to Vasai. So that day productivity loss. Nothing is productive, so there is a second day. Is this fair enough? No. How many of you are delegating your things to your employees? Start delegating, because I have seen many people, owners particularly, they see themselves as they are drivers of the company. They do 10 hours, 12 hours job. Why? You don't believe in your employees? Why? Have a look at goal expectation from them and definitely be in open heart and see that how they works. You have to believe in them. I'm not saying you believe blindly, but it will take some time. But it's both the sides. If you believe in them, they start believing in you. Something on that. So this is what the first thing is, that you start giving your clear goal expectation, what your expectation from them and what is they supposed to do. Be a clear cut, giving them instruction. So that they will come to know that, and if they stuck, be helpful for them. Ask them where you stuck, I'll be with you. Because people don't come from immediately, they learn from there. People start learning when you say I'll be with you, they start learning. Otherwise, बेचारा बैठा रहेगा, काम करते रहेगा, अरे कुछ mistake को बोलेगा नहीं. And then at the end of the year, when you find a mistake, it's hell of a job. So be with your, I think, your employees, know them that what you are for here. One of the fantastic things which I learned from one of my organization, they see that peon also is my contributor. Say for example, if you go in an organization in the morning, peon doesn't come on particular day. आज उसने डालने में पूछा, बोला ही नहीं था, बीमार हो गया. आपका टेबल साफ नहीं हुआ है, टॉयलेट साफ नहीं हुआ है, आपको कैसा लगेगा? You feel, how much you irritated. Is the day go fine? No, because you feel irritated. अरे क्या हुआ कि बास आती है, इधर ये होता है, साफ भी नहीं किया, शेड किया, क्या बेला. तो starting of day with all these negatives. So entire day will spoil. So is he contributor for your company growth? Yes, he is a contributor. वो आपके toilets, आपके seats, everything keep clean. पानी भर के रखता है आपके लिए bottle में. He is a great contributor for you. So start believing that he is also my contributor. Even मैं बोलता हूँ कि आपका जो प्लांट में ऑपरेटर रहता है, मशीन के ऑपरेटर, they also knows very well other than engineers. Because they will say, साहब इधर से कुछ आवाज आता है, इधर से कुछ ऑयल निकलता है. I've experienced that. सर इधर से कुछ प्रॉब्लम है. Since they are not engineers, they can't taking engineering nomenclature. सर यहाँ से कुछ आवाज आता है, आप चेक करो. तो लिटरल सेंस में वहाँ से आवाज आता है, सब कुछ होता है. वो इशू है. And they just open the machine and then say yes, definitely there's problem over there. So वैसा. So please see that, expect a clear-cut goal and see that what you expect from the employees. So first thing is, when you want a high performance team, let them know what your goal is. Suppose for example, if you want a production for X amount in a particular month, so entire team you call for that. See that production team for machine availability, maintenance team machine बराबर है कि नहीं है, purchase team whether material is available or not, HR team manpower is available है कि नहीं है, marketing team आप material जाके बाहर ले पाओगे कि नहीं ले पाओगे. Entire team supposed to work together and see that my material goes outside within a time frame, so that my customer will not suffer. Understood? Second thing, foster open communication. जैसे कि साथ में communication trust किसको करें हम क्या करें? But in this case, what happens? अच्छा, sorry. In this case, what happens that I must inculcate some kind of open communication. Some trust should be developed. If it comes to me, tells something, I must listen to it and give some solution to you. Otherwise, you won't come to me. If you don't have trust in me, you won't come to me. I say, क्या बात इधर कुछ होता ही नहीं, जाओ यार, यहाँ से जाओ. You won't come to me another times. You will say कि भाई खड़ू से जा दो, बात ही नहीं सुनता है. If you come to me and listen to me and I explain you that why it's not becoming work, can you think again? Then you come, yes, listen to. Then you like, listen to me, but it's something else. No, we have to think twice. Then they come to me. मैं से वो मंगलयान में देखो कब क्या किया था. सब लोग अपने जैसे ही थे. सारे लोग को IIT IIM से कोई नहीं था. सब अपने जैसे पढ़े लिखे मिडिल क्लास के लोग थे जो सफल हुआ था. The way they treated, kind of thing. But see, they become successful. India become the first person to go to Mangalyaan because they trusted the people. जो टीम दी गई थी वो बिल्कुल खड़ूस थी. वो आपको मालूम कि ये कैसे कैसे आदमी का फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन क्या क्या दिया है. But he is made successful. Because open communication, trust factor is ज़्यादा है. I'm sorry, I'm differing for you. That time was not there, but yes, I may slightly differ from you. But we have to develop some kind of a culture for open communication. Trust should be developed, so that people can start conversation within the team and with their heads. Because idea generation from there. If I got something communicate, if I got some kind of incentive, people hurt me, I'll start thinking and I start giving my solution towards my problem. Otherwise, छोड़ो है मुझे क्या करने का है, मुझे क्या पड़े, मुझे कुछ होता ही नहीं है. So start fostering open communication. Okay, this is what the thing. I've seen that one of my company where I was working in a medical equipment device company, full 3 days program outside, spent a lakhs of rupees. But when they come back, the VP of R&D doesn't support the team for what they goes over training and they have to implement over there. Nothing. 3 months later, when the trainer comes to see that how much effective training was there, find that it's a totally waste. Management hasn't seen that the entire year. Why the management training? Because entire 1 year there was no machine came out from the company. That's why there's this kind of training for them. But still, management was not serious, and the entire money goes into drain, and nothing come out from the 1 year because the VP R&D has not encouraged the team to do what they learn from them. If they go to something, sir, आज ये करें, छोड़ो वो नहीं, मुझे ये चाहिए. हम लोग पहले क्या करते थे वो देखो. So this is what the thing, and people goes in the silos. Why should I work for them if he knows allowing? Forget it. I'll do is my older style. I'll go for as per the norms. Let's start the work. Don't go innovative ways. My training money वो बाजू पे रखो. वो जो किताब लाए थे साइड पे रखो. मैं मेरा काम करूँगा. I'm sorry for that. So this is what the thing. So open foster communication is a must for you if you want some kind of innovation, if you want to achieve something and with productive teams. Encourage collaboration. Now after the COVID, people start learning to collaborate and grow. Before it was like a competition, but now people say collaborate and grow. In many manufacturing companies, I know before that also, many pharma companies do their production outside because they don't have manufacturing facility, but they go outside. Sometimes you will read that manufactured by so and so and marketed by so and so. So many companies do this kind of collaboration. If I don't have facility to produce my thing, I can go outside and see the market. I can collaborate with them with my same quality, same thing, but yes, I collaborate with someone. So suppose I'm into HR consultancy. If I don't do legal work like PFSIC, I collaborate with someone and I give services, all around services. It's like collaborating. I shouldn't lose my customers. If you come into me, people say, "Oh, yaar, tum HR mein ho." Okay, do your recruitment. First question is this. Second question, I'll do a payment and PFSIC payroll. Not other question. What is other thing HR? People don't know what the other thing is HR. I'll come to later on. So if I want to develop my own wings, I have to do a thing side by side. One for recruitment, one for legal. Like I say, yes, I got full-fledged services. I can grow together. Just like we discussed about before, our programs, we think about collaboration. We heard with a lot of people, why can't we do collaborations? Like, finance also I can say, yes, we can do collaboration. So collaboration is the buzzword after the COVID because people don't have the capacity to do enhancement of their skill. So it's better to have a collaboration and learn because it gives us some kind of ownership. Because if I want to do some kind of collaboration, I must see what are the positivities of them. How much they fare, how much they do. Because if I want to recommend to this particular person for legal team, for PFSIC and all the legalities, I must ensure that how is that work. Because my name will be spoiled if he spoiled the work. So I belong the sponsorship ownership for them, like that way. So definitely encourage collaboration, but see that what are the fairness for the business in that. What are the team members, what they do about this. I'll take little time, not much. Fourth thing is invest in employee growth. Why should employee growth? Because employees stick with you. Once you establish their goals, their job descriptions in your for employees, you can have the performance appraisal system. My another colleague will think about the balance scorecard, but there are different systems are available in performance appraisal. You can have the appraisal system of your company, depends on your requirements. So be set with them employees, be the counsel them and vote their where they stands. By this, employee knows what they contributed to the organization and what the training needed for the future requirements. Employee also knows that how many employees are there for me for the future requirements and how can I train them. This is what the most important things for the organization. If you do this exercise, people feel like, I've been heard, I've been here for support, this kind of a thing. Definitely yes. So if you invest in the growth, they'll stick with you for some more years. I know there's some kind of thing, because the bell curves and a lot of things has come, people has left because of the bell curve initiatives. Like they were 10% is, bell curve is like this, where the 10% is highly productive, 10% is non-productive, 80% is in middle school. So people are rated accordingly and there was a huge kind of disagreement with the people that this is not the way to do the employee engagement, employee performance appraisal. And huge debate is going on how to remove bell curves, what are the steps. And I also written one white paper on what next after bell curve when I was presented in the IBS college for the International HR Conclave. So I visited 3 companies and present the case of that. So what next after bell curve? So what they do is I written down how they remove the bell curve from the upper appraisal system. There are ways to remove the bell curve. Yes, depends on the contribution made by the company about this. So if you invest in the employee growth, they'll stick for you. Definitely yes, for longer period. And that's how the people become more productive. I see, for my example, when I was working in the financial service company, when we given training that what is my objective, we'll move from region to region. We tell them what is my objective for this appraisal system. People came forward this, yes, I require this kind of training. I require this kind of training. A little bit of things which are lacks in that. People came forward. I don't say about that we are lacking. They say, yes, I want this kind of training. Grievances reduces just hardly for 1 to 2%. Previous there was 20-25%. Sir, my increment come down to hardly 2%. So just rectification required just hardly 2%. So previously it was 25 to 30%. That's why people know what are the benefits of the performance appraisal, and they stick for me for the entire year. Moving motivates to employee R&R, recognition and rewards. See, there are 2 types of things. One is non-monetary and one is monetary. There are things, when you go into a particular bank, I don't want to name a bank, but when you withdraw the money or cash deposition, whatever, you get a message that you are going through this and kindly give us your rating. So there are 3-4 questions. How much time you waiting? How much approach of a particular person for that? That's called mystery shopping, and they do it rating for that. And they rewards accordingly. When you go to pizza shopping, they go employee of the month. For those, in some company they say about the employee of the month. In the newsletter, they give the photo why the employee of the month of this. This is called non-monetary benefits. Yesterday I was with the Times Pro group, Times Pro company. I was with the heading the HR with him. He said that yes, we have got some kind of a small trophy below, but just side us over the name and designation and all. They give them a trophy. They won't allow you to go home. The trophy should be here only. But they can post it in whatever the social media. They feel proudly successful. People feel, wow, I got something. So they're all posting, media, like social media, as I said, that everywhere, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this. Everybody congratulates and everybody thinks. They share their success. So they feel proud about it. Secondly, what I mentioned is that you invest in employee. I heard about 20 years back, Prince Pipes. There was some kind of that time facing the issue of attrition. What they did is they called their family members, the personal family members, see that what we have in our, where we have got canteen, these are the manufacturing facility, this is what we staying facility for the employees. They show all these facilities. This is what my thing is, what my employees, employee colony, then the facilities, canteen and all this kind of thing. They says, नहीं बच्चा अभी छोड़ना मत, यहीं पे रहना, हम खुश हैं, यहाँ पे तो अच्छी बात है, बाकी कंपनी में सुना है तो बहुत कुछ बेकार है, यहाँ पे तो अच्छा लग रहा है, छोड़ना मत. तो वो अंदर से फीलिंग आती है, that was your investment. People won't go. घर से आ गए, won't go, छोड़ेगा नहीं. दूसरा एक कंपनी का आपको सुना है, वो अपना हीरो, अपना जो गोल्ड में जो था, वो सूरत वाला जिसने सबको कार दिया था, सब कुछ दिया था. What he did, that he made the family members, parents, the employees का पेरेंट्स को जागता करवाने लेके गया. एक पूरा ट्रेन बुक किया, बाद में कार में लेके गया, वापस लाया. पेरेंट्स से डोंट लीव दिस कंपनी. तो उन्होंने मुझे बाजू का भी जागता नहीं करा, मेरे को तो कंपनी ने जागता करवाया, जैसे इधर लेके गए. कार पूरा ऐसी कार, मेरी ट्रेन थी, तो कार में गए और जाके मस्त आ गए हम लोग. तो उन्होंने इतना भी नहीं करवाया. डोंट लीव द कंपनी. They invested in the human capital. They don't give the increment to him, but increment given to the particular parents. He said कि I won't leave the company. पेरेंट्स को भी बोला कि घर से फोर्स आके कंपनी छोड़ना मत, लोग अच्छे हैं, ज़्यादा अच्छा है. So this kind of a thing we should definitely look into that. आप किसी को दिखाओ, या तो आप दूसरा बात करो कि नॉन मॉनिटरी बेनिफिट, जैसे कि आप उसको मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस दे दो. You will get 100, if you take a employees group medical policy, you get 100% tax reduction. Because why you take? Because otherwise if you नहीं लेते हो तो साहब बीमार हो गया हूँ 50,000 दे दो, साहब मैं बीमार को 10,000 दे दो, वो आपका टैक्स में कुछ नहीं होता, बट आपकी किट्टी में से जाता है. Insurance, if you do it to insurance, you'll go from insurance company and you get a tax benefit for that. So think those lines and think kind of a thing, protection for the employees. Employee feels like मेरे पास protection है. Think in those lines and see the kind of a thing, so people will motivate to do the work. So these are the areas which I want to mention, that these are the five areas. There are much more than this. I'm just negating you the 5 areas, the main areas of the 5. There's still more, another 5-6 areas which you have to consider, like flexi timing, mental health. So all these areas which you have to mention about this. But since time is just 20 minutes, but still I want to tell you this much only. Now about myself. What I do. My name is Durgesh, but I got 30 years of experience from various industries, like diverse industries. Work for manufacturing, financial service industries and all. I started my company called Beacons HR, particularly for MSME and SMEs. Why? Because I see that the SME is struggling for their human resource, to managing their workforce. Because half the time they don't have documentation. Policy nahi hai, kuch bhi nahi. If I ask a question that, सर आपके पास कंपनीज आर बिकमिंग स्मार्टर, सर आपके पास मैं 5 साल के बाद क्या कर सकता हूँ, कंज्यूमरशिप कितने टाइम का है, लीव पॉलिसी क्या है, पीपल डोंट हैव आंसर. दिस इज गुड बाय, आई डोंट वांट टू जॉइन योर कंपनी. इफ यू डोंट हैव बेसिक डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, इफ यू डोंट हैव एनी, सबका मेडिकल पॉलिसी है कि आप कितने का देते हैं, कवर लाइफ इंश्योरेंस में क्या देते हो, कुछ एक्शन पॉलिसी है क्या. पीपल बिकमिंग स्मार्टर नाउअडेज. They read all newspapers, they know what are systems to be in the organization. If you don't have any basic things, people won't come to even though you offer whatever. Even though वो IIT से नहीं है, लेकिन 3 टायर 4 टायर से कॉलेज से आया, लेकिन वो आपसे पास पूछेगा कि मेरे पास आपके पास क्या है, नहीं है तो नहीं है, ज्वाइन करेगा. don't say कि आदमी नहीं आता है. So what I do is I work with the owners and see that how HR strategies to be crafted. I work also with the employees and see that what are the requirements, and then I jointly with the directors and all, and see that how we can do. I can do with job description, KRA, policy and culture building. Then I can say employee engagement. Employee engagement is not like celebrating birthdays and cakes and all. No. Engagement means how I'm today and how can I raise my company to take more responsibilities. So, for example, if I do a recruitment, then what I do beyond the recruitment. Because HR was in SMEs and MSME recruited to recruitment, then I can say salary making, that's all. After you start to think admin work. They don't know about appraisal, they don't know about JD, they don't know about KRA, what is the things they don't know. So I culture bring into that. So what is the organization structure, what are the employee survey, change management, training development. I also conduct training and development, soft skill training. At virtual CHRO, I visit your company, virtual, like I come once or twice in a month, depends on the requirements, and do the entire setup for you. And I see that how you succeed. I handholding for you for entire 1 year, 2 years, depends on your requirements. Because I've done my qualification, I've done my master's from NMIMS, done diploma in development from ISTD, Indian Society for Training Development. I also certified in competency mapping and assessment center. So this is what my helping the industry for the last 30 years experience in various industries, and developed HR department from scratch in 3 to 4 companies where there is no HR. I was the first person to introduce in HR and develop from scratch to 0 to entire system development for HR systems. So I'm here to this work. So my number and everything is there. So any questions for that? Any question related to this high performance teams and all? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
I will be sharing the PPTs of everyone to all of you, and also the numbers of the speakers. So if you want to be in touch with them, you can be in touch with them directly. Now I would like to invite Mr. Shashank Kotwal. He is a proprietor of Shashank Kotwal and Associates, and his topic is balance code, cockpit of your business.
Good evening. Yeah, I can call. Good evening. It's 5 p.m. I think, we have been listening to various topics, and it started with funding, and then it started, someone was talking about cyber security and HR and all that. At times, as SME promoter or SME owner, a question is कि क्या देखेंगे? Yeah, and everyone at the end of the day, at the end of the period, you have to deliver profits. Otherwise, NBFCs, banks, or even Mudra people, they will be after you. Return our money. So that's the reality of life. So how do you run the show? For this, there is one interesting maxim that we need to understand. I mean, we all realize, but it's only articulated for common understanding. Peter Drucker, one of the, we can say, Maharshi Vyas of management thinking, so his statement, and I have taken some liberty to add my. So what he says is, what gets measured gets managed, or what gets measured gets done. Fine, we all understand that, and that's reality of life. But a SME promoter or an owner is always juggling between multiple challenges. Should I worry about customer satisfaction? Should I look at revenue, profits, employee, payables and all? What do I look for? And how do I handle? Not only to deliver profits today for this year, but also ensure that there is a sustained superior business performance year after year. How do I run the show? To answer that, we always require some metrics. But most of the time, the conventional metrics that we always are, subjected to are mostly post-mortem. And, they are mostly like, okay, the patient is dead on arrival. Yeah, ये सुनने के लिए मैं नहीं आया था. Can I get something which I can work upon? Is there a set of metrics that they are actionable, so that I can, if I work upon, I know that my business will deliver a superior return, not only this year, but years to come. For that, this concept of balance scorecard is very apt. Balance scorecard is something like a dashboard of a driver, or here I have taken an example of an aircraft. You need to look at the speedometer to ensure that you are not overcrossing the speed limit. You also need to look at your fuel gauge to ensure that you are not running dry of your fuel. You also need to look at the temperature of engine. It should not go beyond certain point, otherwise the engine will conk off. So, but these 3-4 parameters put together will help you steer the car or vehicle, whichever you are driving, from point A to point B as per your desires. Or this is what I wanted my business to be, and this set of metrics will help me to go or to reach that destination. This concept was first promoted by two professors from Harvard Business School, Professor David Norton and Robert Kaplan. These findings came out of a survey that they did for more than 1,000 companies, which they studied with companies which had consistently delivered superior returns. And what they found was very interesting. They said these companies not only focus on profits, I mean, financial measures are important. We all, maximum of life. The aim of any organization is to make money for the shareholders, no denying of fact. But can we develop a causal relationship? Paisa aayega kahan se? Where will the profits come from? And these professors found out that apart from profits and revenue growth, these companies also looked at certain other set of measures. And based on the findings of the study, they presented this article in 1992. And from that point onwards, this has become a globally well accepted performance management framework, which is called Balanced Scorecard. How is the Balanced Scorecard different than other conventional metrics? So typically, if you ask for any accountant to look at the health of that person will look at revenue growth, profitability, working capital cycle, what are the debt equity ratio, and so on and so forth. Yes, it is required. These are very must. But they are most of the time lag indicators. At the end of the period, you will come to know whether you have made a profit. At the end of the period, you will come to know whether my stock has become a blue chip or not. But can I get something which is actionable? And Balanced Scorecard makes that difference. It differentiates between lag indicators and lead indicators. It strikes a balance between financial and the set of indicators which will manifest the financial results that a promoter looks for. So what is this lead and lag? So this is one picture is of a postmortem body. So that's the tag you are seeing. And there is one fortune teller who is looking ahead and trying to forecast what is it. So lag indicators, again, postmortem. Possible analysis, you can at the most do diagnostic. Why did this happen? And typical examples, market share, profit, share price, and all. There was a I don't know whether this is true or not, but there is a joke that is quite popular in corporate world, that one company which was making losses for many years, at the end, on 31st March, the CFO comes to the CEO and says, "Saab, ye saal profit kiya." अरे बाप बहुत अच्छा है, चलो सबको मिठाई बांट दो. नहीं साहब वैसा मत कीजिए, वापस लॉस करेंगे. So is it the situation is like that on 31st March only we'll come to know, or can I get early indicators that quarter from April onwards I know I'm on the right track? And so that's why we also look at lead indicators. Typically we are talking of customer loyalty. There is a metric called Net Promoter Score, employee engagement score, because if you are satisfied employees, then only your profits are assured. We look at free cash flow. That is they say that, there is free cash flow is the absolute truth. Everything else is Maya. So, Balanced Scorecard helps you in arriving at such lead indicators. And what is the word balance all about? The balance is striking a balance between financial measures and enablers. Enablers, which are the enablers? Until unless you are satisfied a customer, then only profits are ensured. So profits is a function of customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is a function of internal processes, and the more better process can happen only if you keep on investing in employee engagement, employee development, and learning new capabilities for tomorrow. So that is how it is. And the structure of the balanced scorecard is in form of quadrant. 4 quadrants: financial perspective, customer perspective, internal business process, learning and growth. You monitor not only finance, but all the 4 metric quadrants in this, and if all are good, then you know that business is going in the right direction. We will try to have a look at a sample balance scorecard of a hypothetical company. I have taken an example from auto components because that's where I have worked most. So, okay, here once we see the balance scorecard, we'll come to know what is this causal relationship all about. We start by asking, for what is success means for our stakeholders, shareholders. So, what is the returns that we are going to deliver to them? What is the profits that they are looking for? What is the internal rate? To achieve that, what is that we need to do for our customers? Because we exist because of customers. And to satisfy our customers, what are the processes we need to set right? And maybe that requires some new capability development. So, what learning and growth initiatives we need to do? A balanced scorecard, you can start by asking these questions, and this could be one way of evolving a balanced scorecard. You start by trying to answer. I'm not saying you get immediate answer, trying to answer. To succeed financially, how should we appear to our stakeholders, shareholders? So maybe someone would say, I want this company to be a blue chip company. Objective. I don't know what is objective. I mean, what? So how will it become a blue chip company? Maybe measure could be earning per share would be so and so, market cap so and so. No, those measures, what should be the targets? And until and unless someone acts on it, they are not going to manifest. So what are the initiatives that you need to have? If you try to answer these questions, we will start evolving a balanced scorecard for a company. These are the similar for customer perspective and internal process. And some companies approach the balanced scorecard using a strategy map. What they do is they consider this as a part of or extension of your strategy formulation process, starting from the vision and mission of the company and the growth objectives. How do we develop the financial success that we are envisaging by satisfying customers either in form of proximity or differentiation and so on. So there are various frameworks available, and companies use this strategy map to create a balanced scorecard or their set of measures, and then use them to monitor the business, direct the execution, and do course corrections whenever required. Now, I was referring to this example. This is a company. It's a hypothetical company, so I have no worries about confidentiality and all. So it's completely my creation. This company is predominantly a automotive forging suppliers, and though for auto industry gives you volumes, but profits are next to net zero. So how do I grow? How do I diversify? So they have decided that they want to diversify. Where? Railways and defense were the two segments. Also, they wanted to grow in exports because that's where the vagaries of business are reduced. And then to develop that, they wanted to do some capability development initiatives, train their people. Now, with this background, let's have a look at the balance scorecard there. I wanted to bring this entire thing in one page, so maybe please forgive the small fonts. But this company has three measures in finance. So revenue, profits, and free cash flow. For customer, they are trying to say that we will try to develop the non-auto business in terms of revenue from railway segments, new product introduction, and so on and so forth. And the structure of the balance scorecard is like this. The financial perspective, be it financial, customer, internal business process, and learning and growth. Then there are objectives. Then there is a metric. And then what are the units of measurement? While for finance it is very easy, it is always rupees and all. But for others, we need to worry a lot about what should be a metric. How do I measure a net promoter score? How do I monitor my project progress? So on and so forth. And it is always better if we set a target for the coming year. This becomes a structure of the balance scorecard. And if you monitor this, you share this with your employees, then people are aligned, people know what are they working for. Confidential information can be masked, but people should be aware at least what is the strategy, what is the company trying to do, and what is my role. They seek alignment once they are shared this balance scorecard. Balance scorecard typically not only for the top management, but it is a very powerful tool for communicating what is the company trying to do across the hierarchy. It helps you in aligning day-to-day operations with the long-term strategy of the company, and it helps the management to arrive at prioritized list of actions. That, let's say in customer areas we are not doing proper, we need to focus on incoming quality, we need to reduce customer complaints, so on and so forth. And we can use it to monitor the progress against our long-term business excellence journey. So this is a cockpit that we can start using. As I thought when Sakshi madam asked me, what is that you would like to talk about? I said, we are starting the new year. And if you are following Indian fiscal system, these are the period when we start working on what is my next year plans. And it is appropriate to use balance scorecard to accompany your strategy formulation and then start the new financial year with a set of metrics which will help you steer your organizations towards your long-term vision. With this, let me dwell a bit on my profile. I'm Shashank Kotwal. I'm an independent business excellence consultant. I offer advisory in the area of strategy formulation, business excellence, and analytics. Mostly I work with manufacturing and engineering companies, auto component industry as well. I have more than 23 years experience in variety industries, worked extensively with Mahindra's, Cromptons, and that has helped me to deliver whatever offerings that I am talking about today. Assignments I have done for corporates and SMEs. I am also visiting faculty. I was visiting faculty at Chetna's Institute. I am associated with CII, Maratha Chamber of Commerce, ARAI, and other government bodies. I am a trained, certified business excellence assessor for CI Exim Bank Award, and I have done assessment for these corporates. And as a Deming exam core team member, I am hands-on with the Deming examination for a business excellence framework for organizations to follow. I'm also empaneled as a mentor for some of the incubators for startups. These are my coordinates. I would be happy to answer your questions now and later on during interaction. You can find my coordinates on social media, and the QR code is there to capture these details. Thank you so much.
Yeah, now last presentation, Mr. Abhirup Mukherjee. He is a regional manager from State Bank of India.
Good evening to one and all. I am Abhirup Mukherjee, as introduced. I look after the SME loans, and I am based out of SME MIDC Andheri branch. So once the system starts, I will let you know about my products. I am basically here to discuss about the products that may help all you SMEs, and specifically we only handle business loans up to 50 crores, starting from 50 lakhs, and below that we have specific products. It is Mudra loan, as rightly said by ma'am, beyond 10 lakhs when it goes, we have PABL, that is pre-approved business loans, that is available up to 20 lakhs. If we go beyond that limit, we have other products that will always help you grow in your business. Now, whenever you start a business, any of you that is sitting here doesn't start a business just to be a MSME or a SME business. They always try to grow, and we would be happy to be partner in your growth. So this is one loan that is PABL, that is pre-approved. It is digitalized. There is no documents, there is no collateral. It is an unsecured loan. It is based on the transactions that you do. So there are different type of funding that is done. One is based on balance sheet, your projections, and what all things you are projecting and orders in hand on the basis of cash flow. So this is one of the product that is based out of cash flow that has been incurred and that has been done by you through your account. Okay, so it can go up to 20 lakhs, starting from 2 lakhs to 20 lakhs. This loan is available. For this, the first and foremost thing is that you should be a account holder, a business account holder in SBI. Coming to the next product, this is a dealer finance. So SMEs and MSMEs who are linked to industry majors or OEMs, they are the dealer, say, trading units. So if you are trading onto some specific company, then this is one product that can help you in exercising your turnovers, because the interest rate is much low. It is very cheaply available. So, and it is also one of the product which is unsecured, and even if it is a security, it is only up to 25% to 50% collateral that is needed. That can be even taken in cash margins. Okay, and the proposition comes from the industry major, of course. So the dealer who is, say it is a Voltas or say LG or say Sony or say Samsung, if you are dealing with these type of OEMs and industry majors, they give the proposition of how much limit you can utilize, how much sales you have done. On the basis of that, the requirement is given. In the same way, where it is dealer, it is called as vendor. So if you are the person who, or you are the unit who is giving goods to OEMs and industry majors, so on billing, bill discounting is one of the product that is famously known by all the MSMEs, that we raise bill, we get it discounted, we raise LCs, we get it discount. So instead of doing that, it is fully unsecured, and it can go up to 20 crores and 40 crores also we have done on the basis of the recommendations. So the amount of billing that you do to an industry major, you can get it discounted. The bills, you can get it discounted. So this is another product. Coming to the famous product which is known across the industry, it is ABL, or say asset backed loan, or LAP loan. Okay, so loan against property is also one of the product that is widely known by MSMEs, and this is a secured product. Coming to the next is for startups. So if I say about startup, it is, there are products that is widely available in market, among which SBI is also having this kind of product. Just to note that we can start with a 2 crore, and thanks to Salunke sir, that after lot of discussion, the CGTMSE loan that is widely accepted in industry, now the unsecured part can go up to 5 crores. Okay, and on 5 crores, it is not that you cannot grow beyond that, but unsecured portion is only up to 5 crores. We can go into hybrid models where we can go up to 5 crores and then we can take a collateral and increase the loan amount. So here, let me tell you that I am representing bank, so I am telling about the products. There is no hard and fast that you have to take a loan or you have to do a borrowing. But when people do borrow, there is a chance, or there is a portion of the capital that can be rolled over. So if we say CC basically is a 1-year product. But in my small career of 12 years, I haven't seen one person repaying of the CC loan. It has always got increased. It is a perpetuity loan amount that is getting rolled over. Like your capital never gets out of the business, in the same way CC never gets repaid. It's only the interest and the transactions that goes on accumulating. So CC never gets paid off. So people who may think that why should I borrow, it is a way of enhancing the business. It's a way of tapping new markets. So that is how we can use this product. And startup is for everybody who is just now getting into the industry. So SBI do have, it can be term loan, it can be CC loan. There is a portion of unsecured loan, there is a portion of secured loan. You can very well contact me for this. This is a small loan, though I don't deal in it, but in our branch it is being dealt. It is SME gold loan for just to ensure that the NWC gap is fulfilled for the time being, for 3 months, 6 months, a year. So this is a single year product where you can use your gold, mortgage it, take loan and fulfill your requirement. People who are engaged in export, our bank do give very lucrative interest rates, as well as we have T-bill linked export funding, in which the interest rate can come down up to SFR. If everybody knows, SFR is the rate that we quote for doing export related transactions. So SFR plus 2% plus 1.5 plus 1. So SFR plus 1 is the base that we can offer on the basis of the treasury rate. And other than this, we have EPC limits, in which in rupee, if you are doing an export, we can take an export order and the rate of interest can come down to 7.55. So the people or the units who are engaged in exports can very well exploit this product. It is one of the best product of the industry right now. PCFC is the same product but dealt in foreign currency. So in this, SFR plus 1% is the base rate that we can quote up to. So if we say in terms of INR, if we are converting, your current term loans can be converted into this loan. So just to ensure that the exchange rate or the specific rate if I quote, then it can be up to 4.75%. Okay. In other than this, export bill discounting and EBR scheme is always available with our bank. We have one of the biggest book size in the industry for this discounting bill. So right now in this year also we have discounted around 1300 crores of export bill we have discounted. The new product that has been launched after the change of CGTMSE is the contactless funding. So I haven't mentioned the website. It is loans in 59 minutes. So all the documents are pre-vetted. You will get an in-principle approval. You don't have to visit any bank. It is a common platform. Whichever bank is offering you the loan, the name, the in-principle sanction letter you will be receiving, and on that basis you can approach to that bank. It is not SBI own platform. There are multiple banks available on that platform. It's a simple loansin59minutes.com. Once you receive the the sanction letter, you can approach the bank and you can get the funding accordingly. So the loan up to 5 crores can be availed from that. It can be term loan, it can be CC loan. There are only 2 type of loans that is available right now in this platform. The non-fund based, that is LC/BG, is not available right now on this platform, but the fund based limits are easily available in this. So instead of going and approaching any kind of consultant, you can very well apply your GST returns, your income tax returns, and your statement of for 6 months that can be uploaded. Though, sorry to tell you, but cyber security will be an issue, but due care has been taken by the government. So you can upload this and take a sanction letter, and after that you can approach that bank, and that bank will be in a position just to verify your documents and give the loan. And this the TAT has been reduced to 7 days because of this platform. Digital life cycle, I don't think so I would be venturing into this slide because we have already known this slide in a much detailed manner. The next thing, these are the products that is available in our kitty. Other than this, there are also specific cluster based products that we have come across, which has been grown for the last year in SBI. So the 4 cluster that we are right now focusing is chemical cluster, ready-made garments, machine tools, manufacturing units, and also if they are into plastic products, that also is something that we have focused on. For the from last 2 years, we have been focusing on these segments, and we will be more than happy to welcome you all to our branch for any kind of lending that we can look forward to. This is the only thing that I can share, and I have given the number to Salunke sir as well as madam. You can take, otherwise if you want to note, you can just note. I will just repeat: 911 3300 374. 911 3300 374. Abhirup Mukherjee from SME MIDC branch. Thank you, ma'am.
Today. And as I have mentioned earlier also that we will be planning the same kind of event for next month. And as that ma'am has mentioned and the sir has mentioned that a lot of people from the finance, but if we can see from that point of view, these people are there to help you from the marketing point, because they know a lot of other people, those who are connected with each other as a service provider. So they must be definitely having their friends and other circles there. They must be having those who can able to help you from the marketing. So now I think everyone has introduced everyone, and now the time is for the high tea and joining for the networking. So on behalf of SME Chamber of India and SME Business Forum, I would like to say thank you for everyone for joining this meeting today.